Hey all, Hipper here. So today we're taking out the Agile Yoshino here, and it's a ship that I'm actually, starting to be quite fond of. But first, don't forget to like and share, and just comment if you have anything to say at all. So if you watch my channel, or I guess pretty much any channel out there, CC or just anyone doing World of Warships videos, I'm sure you have heard people complaining about bad players and players throwing the game. And this is one of those occasions where it's actually me throwing the game, and it does happen, absolutely, not often. And this is a pretty it's a pretty stupid example, this one here. I don't even know how I managed to do it, but anyway, I'll show you. So like I said, we're running an Agile Yoshino here, and this throw has nothing to do with the build, if that's what you're thinking. We're moving in from the beginning here, and we're just going to, take a few salvos, those first salvos of the battleships. I can take those, and they won't hit me. So they're pretty much, wasting their first salvo and giving away their position. And sometimes your team can use that information for good, and sometimes they're just completely oblivious and don't understand what is going on. So I've played the Yoshino now with pretty much every build available, and as usual for me, I stick with the Agile build here. Atago is also good. I mean, you get more damage with that build, but the gameplay is just so stale and boring that I just cannot accept it. If I want to, play a more that kind of play, I'll play a battleship instead. Anyway, so enough about that. The Agile build here, it's quite fun. It's a 3.1 second rudder on the Yoshino, and I think it goes 39 knots. The acceleration is still, not all the way there, but once you get it up to speed, it's actually quite fun. It just blows through the water at nearly 40 knots, and you can see how long it is. And when it's turning, it just looks, it looks pretty ridiculous, really, because it's such a long ship. And with 3.1 second rudder, it's a funny one. So we, send out some early torpedoes here, the 20-kilometer kind that you just send out to the islands and hope to get lucky. And we did get lucky there with one hit, so that's pretty good. And that's also one of the benefits that actually not many people realize with these Agile builds here, that especially on Yoshino and Atago, you're able to get off many more torpedoes because you can wiggle the ship around very, very easily and very, very quickly. It only takes, like 10, 12 seconds, something like that, as opposed to a more normal build where, if you have one side turned toward the action, well, that's the only side you're going to be able to fire your torpedoes off, because it simply takes too long to turn the ship, especially if you're under fire. But with an Agile build on Yoshino or Atago or whatever you play, you can actually get all those torpedoes into play. And I said at one point that the damage potential, we're getting out of the epicenter here, we can't have that. So I said at one point that 50% of the damage potential of Atago is in its torpedoes, and I stand by that. And it's not something I said, it's something that someone from Wargaming told me, I believe on Discord. I can't remember who anymore, and I've been searching the CC Discord and the official Discord, and I can't find it anymore. So I'm just gonna leave it, and you're just gonna have to trust me on that one. And in this battle here, I think I get just over 30% of my damage from torpedoes, and this is a pretty disappointing torpedo battle, this one here, I must say. I mean, it's not unusual, and I don't see any problem with that. So anyway, we're getting pushed into the edge of the epicenter here, and we're gonna have to start pushing in again. I just want to get rid of this Conqueror here. That means that I can then, just push in without getting, shot to pieces. Because there's someone in the middle, and they're being annoying. They're grabbing the epicenter, and we have to stop that from happening. And also, there's too many ships over on this corner of the map here. There's 1, 2, 3, at least, probably there's 4 ships. So I have to get out of here. We're not spread out correctly, and I can't remember where I spawned, but anyway. So the first 5 minutes have gone now, and now is the time that I usually push in and try to torp some battleships, especially on these epicenter maps here, where battleships sooner or later will have to push in, and there's so many islands here that you can ambush them behind or from, whatever, and it makes for fun play, really. I mean, you don't have to push in and torp battleships, but it's fun. I'll do it. So I also want to get whoever's in here in the middle of the epicenter out, because the DDs look very reluctant to going in there. So I'll see if I can push in and scare out whoever it is sitting in here. But so what I am planning right here is to kind of drive a wedge in between this Buffalo and the battleship over on my right flank. And I'm kind of expecting that cruiser that you can see, he's actually spotted right now. I was expecting him to follow the battleship, which he's doing. So that's perfect. So now we just gotta get rid of the Buffalo, and then I'm going to make a torp run at the battleship. Because that's one of the great pleasures of these Agile cruisers, that is to torp battleships. It's one of the things that I really enjoy doing in this game. And if I get an opportunity to do it, I will most certainly do it. So the Buffalo gone, and the Montana is coming around the corner over here. There he is. So we're just going to use that quick rudder to turn in so he can't citadel me. And at the same time, I'm just going to set up a very nice torp run here. So he, everything bounced on me right there. And that's what you can do in an Agile cruiser. If you were in a normal build, there was no way you'd be able to turn that quickly, and you probably would have been deleted by that Montana immediately. So this is the moment where I make a huge mistake, and I don't know why I make this mistake. I've watched this video a few times, and I can't really think why. I think it's because I keep thinking that Yoshino only has one torpedo bank, while it actually has two, just like Torpedo, just like Atago. And for some reason here, I only fire one bank. So I do have a widespread because I want to get as much damage as possible, spread the torpedoes out along the whole hull. But it does mean that I'm missing one torpedo. And as you can see, I forget to fire my rear torpedoes. Or actually, I see they were taken out there. Anyway, in any case, I don't get my rear torpedoes off, and the Montana is able to get another shot at me, which is a shame because I have two torps ready over here for this Des Moines here. I just don't have enough time to actually make it happen. So, granted, huge mistake I made there. I didn't fire my rear bank of torpedoes. That would have taken the Montana out and allowed me to deal with that Des Moines with another two torpedo banks, which was the whole point. That was the whole setup here I worked on. But wasn't able to do it. Still decent XP, and shout out to Nighthawk and Big J. They were on the team, and sorry for missing that torp run there, guys. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and as you can see, well, everybody makes mistakes.